What up guys, it's CD here, back again. As I said, we're going to do two videos. This one is going to be a DHCP server. If you guys don't know, a DHCP server is the what leases IP addresses to different devices on the network. And in this case, as I said, we had two sites in the previous video. This one we're going to have 3 sites. So we're going to have site 1, it's going to be the DHCP server. Site 2 is going to be just 2 other devices, and site 3 is going to be another 2 devices. I already set up everything because I just kind of wanted to get this through, because all it is today, or all it is for this video, is we just want to focus on actually setting up the DHCP server. In the future we'll do a DNS server, DHCP server, and a web server and all that kind of stuff, so we can have a full infrastructure kind of thing. And today, as I said, we're just trying to stick with the basics kind of thing. And also I actually want to try and do a wireless network to show you different types of security, because we do need to know about the different types of security. And so in cryptography as well, I actually quite like it. I actually quite like cryptography. It's quite a fun, I can never pronounce the word the term properly. It's like Feinstall, but I am going to stop blabbing again, and before we know it, we're going to be at like 20 minutes. Okay, so here, as I said, we always start from configuring from the router. And if we look here on site 1, sorry, it has a switch and then a DHCP server. Technically, you don't really need a switch. However, I feel more comfortable that I won't make mistakes if we do have a switch. So I'm just going to configure it. Sorry, with a copper straight through wire. Remember, from gigabyte 0 to again gigabyte 0, and then from gigabyte 2 to fast Ethernet. Cool. And as I said, we're gonna start from on the command line, enable. Oh, sorry. We are going to be shortening things. So en for enable, then conf t for configure terminal, and then we're going to go to the interface. And remember, the interface is simply gigabyte 0. So what we're going to do is int g0 / 0 again. There we go. Everything's all good. Now we're going to configure the default gateway, right? So we're going to go IP add for IP address. Then we're going to do 192.168.1.1, because why not? And then 255.255.255.0. I know we could shorten it because we don't have that many devices on this network. However, let's just keep it at 0 just to keep things simple. In an enterprise environment, you would want to shorten it, so we don't have bad actors trying to connect to open networks that allow more devices. Obviously, we would also have things like MAC filtering, all that kind of stuff, to say non-allowed. We'll wait until we do the wireless network, and then I'll show you the MAC filtering and all that kind of stuff. We'll do everything. Okay. And then, as remember, no shutdown. But for this one, we just have to press no shut. State has gone up, and then we'll do exit. There we go. As you can see, it's green. We like the green. Now we'll go to our DHCP server. And now, if you look here, there's physical, config, services, desktop, programming, and attributes. Remember, services were not on the desktop ones, right? But we have services here. First, let's actually just configure the IP addressing. And we wanted to keep it static because we don't want the devices to be looking for the DHCP server and not find it, and then to get an IP address, which was 169.254.0.0. I'm pretty sure it's always dot anything afterwards. It will also tell you that it's gone, that I can't find the DHCP server. So I hopefully got it right, because yeah. So we'll do 192.168.1. We'll give it 2. And then for the default gateway, we'll go with, remember, 192.168.1.1. DNS server can stay 0. And now the IP addresses are configured, what we want to do is go to services, and look, we have HTTP, DHCP, and all this other stuff. 1 second, sorry, so I thought someone was knocking on the door. No, I'm just, stop. Okay, but we're going to stick, because all we need right now is the DHCP service, so we'll go to Fast Ethernet. This is the interface that we're using, remember, and then Fast Ethernet 0, because it only has a 1 interface. So then click services, turn it on, make sure you always turn it on, and we have to keep server pool. So all we're going to do is just going to turn everything to 0, and then save. There we go. Now we go to site 2. We want site 2 to be 192.168. We'll just keep it simple, but just go up. So we'll give it 2.1. DNS server, we don't have one yet, so now for the start IP address we'll do 192.168.2. Start with 10. Why not? Yeah, let's have the maximum of users we can possibly have. 155, because remember, it'll be finished, the subnet also will be finished, but 255.255.255. So the final one, actually let's just 250. And then instead of save, press add. Now for site 3, sorry. Do something similar. And there we go. I guess we put 256, 254, 246, but that's fine. And then we'll press add again. So look, now we have server pool, site 2, site 3. Server pool is that. So, site 2 is this. Site 3. Awesome. Okay, everything's cool. Great. Okay, and now we're gonna do something very fun. I'm just gonna connect this guy onto right there. And there. Okay. Now we're going to go back into the command line and remember what we did last time. All we're going to do is I went back to the very beginning, and then we're going to do conf t, and now we're going to go to interface. Right, let's check the interfaces again. This is 0.1 and this is 0.2. Okay, let's configure 0.1 first. G01. Now we're going to give it the IP address of 192. Sorry, IP add 192.168.2.1 255.255.255.0. And now you have to remember, because it won't automatically know where the DHCP server is. So while we're on the interface, and this is one of the things that I did not get because I was being stupid, while we're on the interface, we're going to go to IP helper or IP help, and then we can press tab and it'll fill out the rest for you. Helper address, and then we'll just give it the helper address of the DHCP server. If we remember correctly, it was 192.168.1.2. There we go. That's it. And now we're going to write, we're going to, sorry again, I had a brain fart, I had to check up my notes. Now to save the configuration, it's just going to be a D, which is just do right. So just write into configure settings. Cool. Oh, sorry, that was my fault entirely. You have to exit. And now, okay. Sorry. I feel like my brain, I'm going to go check out just 1 sec. Sorry again. Yeah, sorry. Just to make sure the port is up and everything's running perfectly fine. We'll do no shut, and then we'll exit, and then we'll do or. There we go. So do, not D. I was trying to show us everything. And now we'll do the final interface, which is site 3. So do fg.0/2. And now, because everything, we like making things easier for ourselves, we're just gonna go up, 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 then change that to 3, and then we're gonna do the IP helper address again, same thing, no shut, and then we're gonna exit, and then saving everything to the configuration. And now, as you can see, everything is running perfectly fine. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to connect everything. Remember, copper straight through cable connected again, and then the final one. Automatically, they won't have the IP addresses set. However, we have to set them ourselves. So what we're going to do is, well, let's wait for it. Let's fast forward a bit. There we go. And now we're going to go, remember, IP configuration. And they're always set to static. And now let's hope and pray that we do not get the IP address. If we can find the DHCP server. Come on. And there we go. There is something wrong here. Let us try. 1 second. Well, let's try all of them. There we go. It was just needed a second. I should stop being so worried so often. But as you can see, remember site 3 was 192.168.3, and this was the first IP address. Now we'll do the same thing here. .11. Awesome. We'll do the same thing on this one here. There we go. Finally, there we go. Awesome. And now the final test is to see if communication is possible between two sites. Or communication is possible between these two first. Successful. Awesome. And now if it's possible between the two sites. In progress. Failed. Try again. Successful. Again, a lot of these things, what I found is that it just takes a bit of time to configure because nothing is light speed. Well, actually, probably Flash. And obviously. So we're going to try it one more time just to make sure. It'll fail again. But if we try one more time. So it's successful. Now, let's quickly go check what the IP address it was again. .10. This one was .10 as well. So we're going to try and ping it this time instead. So ping 192.168.2.10. Reply. There we go. So, guys, thank you so much for putting up with my nonsense as well. As you can see, I I am learning just as you guys are learning as well, and that's one of the good things I hope that you guys are getting from this channel. So what I'm going to say now is I'll be coming back with more videos, some more videos on networking. As I said, I want to try and configure a wireless router with WPA2, I'm pretty sure, yeah, as for passwords, and then have an access point as well, just to further broaden the range and all that kind of stuff. And then once I've finished those, then we'll go back onto blue teaming stuff. I've got a few things that I wanted to go through. We'll go from digital forensics, and then I'm going to, in the background, I'm going to configure a environment that has its own Splunk server that collects all the logs, access logs, firewall logs and everything. And then I'm going to also have a Kali Linux machine. This is all I'm going to be practicing as well in the background, and to hopefully deliver you something as well, so you guys can follow along, and you guys can add this to your list of experiences on your thingy. Because remember, to get cybersecurity you need experience. To get experience you need more experience before that. So project count as experience. So that's what I'm going to try and give you guys. That's what I'm trying to give myself as well, because trying to make it into cybersecurity. We're all trying to get into cybersecurity. So I love you guys. Thank you for putting up with me again. Enjoy, and good luck on your journey. Thank you. Like and subscribe.